morning. My name is Battaglia. I really appreciate the opportunity to speak to you all today, and I wanted to talk to you about the court system here in Florida. I've been practicing now for 20 years here in this circuit, the 6th Judicial Circuit, in the state of Florida. And I have found that a lot of people really don't understand the structure of the court system. But I think it's important for people to have an understanding of how our courts are structured here in Florida because, again, it may be something that you need to utilize from time to time if you have, as I said, a dispute, whether it's a business dispute or some other dispute. So what I'm going to do today is talk about how our system of the courts is structured in Florida, talk about the jurisdictional aspects of the court system here in Florida, and then talk about the mediation system that we have implemented here in Florida in the court system. I'm a certified mediator. I've been certified by the Florida Supreme Court as a mediator since 1995. I teach that course at Stetson University College of Law. I taught there as an adjunct for about 10 years, so I have a little understanding of what all of you do on a daily basis as a teacher. It's a very demanding profession, obviously. I do it as an adjunct, you do it full time, but I know that it does take a lot of time to be able to properly prepare for your classes and to instruct your students, and I appreciate that. Basically, the general jurisdiction courts in Florida, which are the county courts and the circuit courts. The county courts, there are 67 counties in Florida, address matters relating to small claims court, people's court, matters that involve claims that are no more than $15,000. So if there's a dispute, a monetary dispute, and it's less than $5,000, you would go to the small claims court, which is part of our county court system in Florida. The small claims court is the people's court, and the clerks of the court here in Pinellas County or Pasco County or other counties will assist those who have a dispute in putting together the documentation that they need to file their claim with the court. There's actually an article I've written explaining the small claims court system to pro se litigants. Pro se means that they're going to represent themselves. The small claims court is really designed for people to represent themselves and not have a lawyer to avoid the expense. So you can actually go to small claims court, the clerk will help you, they have forms, you can file your claim, and then if you serve it properly, send it to the other side, then they will appear in court. And at that point in time, what will happen is that they'll actually assign a mediator to the parties who come to court that morning or that afternoon, and they'll try to see if the case can be resolved right there and then. So we have that part of the mediation process embedded into the small claims system. The county court also hears, as I said, other matters. Claims from $5,000 to $15,000 are heard by the county court judges. They also hear misdemeanor cases. They hear some matters that relate to landlord and tenant. So that's the county court system, the first level of our judicial system here in Florida. They hear trials as well. The next level is the circuit court. There are 20 circuits here in the state of Florida. As I said before, we have 67 counties, so we have 67 county courts. Pinellas has a county court, Hillsborough, Pasco, etc. The circuits are divided into 20 judicial circuits in Florida. We are in the 6th Judicial Circuit, and that encompasses Pasco and Pinellas counties. The 13th Judicial Circuit is in Hillsborough County. It's only one county. And in North Florida, some circuits have 5 or 6 different counties. So again, as I said, we're in the 6th Judicial Circuit. The 6th Judicial Circuit is bigger than the state of Delaware. It has more people than the state of Alaska. It's a very big circuit. It has over 1.2 million people. It covers all of Pasco and Pinellas counties. And circuit courts hear different types of cases. The county court, as I pointed out, hears misdemeanor cases, civil cases under $15,000. I didn't mention this, but they also hear traffic cases. The circuit court, if you look at your handout here, which is in color-coded, the circuit courts hear felonies, major crimes, capital cases. They hear family law matters. They hear civil cases that are in excess of $15,000. So if there's a dispute and the money involved is more than $15,000, it goes to the circuit court. That's called the jurisdictional issue. So a court has to have proper jurisdiction to hear a case. If a case is in the wrong court, it'll go to the right court. They also hear probate and guardianship. They hear mental health cases, dependency cases, and they also act as appellate courts. So if you don't like a decision that's rendered by a county court, you can appeal to the next level, which is the circuit court. If you have a trial in the circuit court and you're not happy with the result, then you can go to the next level, which is the appellate court system. In Florida, it's called the District Court of Appeal. There are 5 district courts of appeal in Florida. So again, jurisdictionally, they're broken down into different parts of the state. We're in the 2nd district for the appellate, intermediate appellate level courts, and that's in Lakeland. They also hear cases in Tampa, and sometimes the judges go over to Stetson and they hear the arguments at Stetson University College of Law, so the students can observe in the courtroom over there. And again, with regard to district courts of appeal, they have certain jurisdiction as well. There are certain matters that they can hear. They can hear final judgments, a final decision from the circuit court. There are different types of cases that they can actually hear from county court that are certified questions. The judge says, this is very important, I certify this question, and then the District Court of Appeal can decide whether it wants to answer that question. And then, if you do not like the decision rendered by the District Court of Appeal, you can go, depending upon the issue and the question and the jurisdiction, you can go to the Supreme Court of Florida in Tallahassee. There are certain types of jurisdiction that the Supreme Court can hear, and again, those relate to constitutional issues. If there's a conflict between different district courts of appeal, let's say the 2nd District Court of Appeal decides an issue, but then the 5th District Court of Appeal decides an issue and they're in conflict, that's called conflict jurisdiction, so the Supreme Court may hear that case, and they may decide to resolve the conflict. The Supreme Court of Florida also hears cases that are directly from the circuit court if it's a capital penalty case. So if the death sentence has been applied by the judge in a first-degree murder case, that case would not go to the District Court of Appeal. It would go immediately to the Supreme Court of Florida. So jurisdictionally, that's how the courts are set up here in Florida. I had the privilege of arguing a case in the Supreme Court of Florida successfully. The court system is, like I said, a great system. Sometimes it takes a long time. Sometimes it's frustrating because it does take time. But it is a great system, and I'm proud to at least be able to participate in it.